Hi, my name is Ed Logan. I want to welcome you to Fruit for Your Life. As many of you know who have been following me over the past several weeks, I now am at day 115. 115 days of eating fruit and all whole produce. I haven't had meat or anything like that. Now let me say this. I normally would not sit in front of you like this because originally I would have been embarrassed to be able to sit like this in front of you. And why would that be? Because my stomach would have been hanging over so bad I would have been embarrassed. You probably would have got a shot from me up here, but I have been able to alter my life. I have gotten into some smaller clothing now. So my life has changed because of what I have done, and I'm about to explain to you exactly what I have done, and I want you to believe and to be able to understand what to expect if you choose this lifestyle. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the question has to be is, why did I start? The reason why I started was I knew that I had to reverse my lifestyle. I knew that I had to reverse my body. Where my body was at the time, I was in a lot of pain. Over the road truck driver, I'm gone Monday through Friday, and I was experiencing a lot of uncomfortableness. Like just sitting like this would be very uncomfortable for me. I would need to be more laid back than to be able to sit up erect. Just had a lot of things happening to me. So I began to do a little research, and my research led me to eating whole plants and eating fruit. And then the more that I started doing it, what began to happen was I did it for a week and I did it for 5 days. I saw results within 5 days. And then the weekend before that, I ate what I wanted to on that weekend and kind of noticed some things coming back over the weekend. And then I did it again for 5 more days. So after that second 5 days, I knew that this was it. I knew that this is what was going to reverse my health and what was going to change my life. So on March the 12th, I actually began my journey. And I want to take you through my journey with me. On March the 12th, I was 260 pounds. And so now today, as I'm before you right now, I am actually 200 pounds at this point. I still have 10 more pounds to reach my goal. I'm in 115 days, and I'm going to tell you the ups and the downs of what I actually had to go into. So listen, I'm one of those guys. I'm an all or nothing person. Please forgive my voice. I lost my voice this week. But I'm one of those guys, I'm an all or nothing person. Either I'm gonna do it and do it, or I'm not gonna do it. Either I'm gonna go all in or I'm not gonna do it at all. And that's the kind of person that I have always been, with my character all of my life. So I knew that I had to study it. And that's what I was doing those initial first 2 weeks. I was studying what it was that I needed to do. So I knew that I had to change my body from the inside, like from a cellular level. I knew that I had to change my body because the symptoms that I was having, I already knew in my mind that they could be reversed. It was just a part of me doing it. I had already seen and heard about people who were changing their bodies, who were changing the things that were going on within their bodies. But see, I was just too lazy to do it until I got to the place where I really felt like I didn't have a choice but to do it. I was driving down the highway and I was having heart palpitations. I would get anxiety. And I've never been a person to have anxiety. I was a police officer for almost 17 years. So I didn't get anxiety. That wasn't a part of my character. Well, over in the latter part of my years, apparently, within the last 5 years, apparently I started developing anxiety. And with that anxiety came fluttering in my chest from my heart. And over a 5-year period, the symptoms got worse. So just before I started, my heart felt like it was flipping over and over. Sometimes it felt like nonstop. I would be laying in the bed, and if I would think about a certain thing that would be anxiousness, my heart would start flipping. So I knew that that wasn't going to be able to continue. I had to do something with my body. Okay, so I'm explaining to you from a physical sense, but there was also a spiritual sense. I knew that I was wrong in what I was doing. I knew that I was wrong in how I was living as far as what I was eating. And I was very concerned about my spirituality. Really, I was concerned about what happens to me if I die. If I die, who did I trust more in? Did I trust in the Most High, or did I trust in my stomach? So I made that decision that day that I was no longer going to allow my stomach to be my God. And I said I was going to take over my body from this point, because see, the leading that I allowed it to do was bringing me down. It was degrading my body, and I just couldn't continue to do that. So I took over myself. No longer did the appetite rule over me. I decided to take my life back from the appetite, and I decided to control my life. Now, the things that I had to come across, I had to figure out what I was going to do. So I already knew that whole food was healthy, and I knew that life was in the whole food. So I knew I was going to do that, but I just didn't know what I was going to do. So I thought about being a vegan. I mean, honestly, doing what I'm doing, I am a vegan because I don't do any dairy or anything. So, but this is what I had to come to. I could be a vegan, but was that really going to help me being a vegan? I could still eat sweet, fatty stuff. You know, I would just get the fat from something else. I could still eat the same way that I ate if I didn't eat meat or animal processed stuff in it. I would still have that gluttony going on because I would be an unhealthy vegan. All right? So even with the vegetarian, I looked up vegetarianism. You know, they still eat dairy. It just, that wasn't going to work for me because it was almost the same thing. It was just swapping out. And I knew for me, it had to be set in stone what I was going to do. So what I decided to do was I researched information, and I found that the whole fruit and plant-based diet was going to be best for me. And I don't even want to call it a diet. I want to call it a lifestyle. Fruit and plant-based. So what I call myself, I don't know if anybody's ever said this. I don't know if this has ever been coined before, but I call myself a fruitarian whole foodist, meaning I eat fruit, majority fruit, and then I also eat plant-based products, not products, but food as well, such as leafy greens and things like that. I do eat salads. So I do about 80% of fruit, and I do about 20% of greens and things like that, you know. So I don't want you to think that I don't do any vegetables. I do vegetables, and I feel like it needs to be a part of my diet and my way of life as well. All right, so let's get into my week one. My week one was pretty crazy. So when you get into doing this, you need to prepare before you start. Make sure that you prepare for this. That means mentally, you need to be telling yourself that you're going to have withdrawals. You need to be telling yourself you're going to feel pain. You could possibly be throwing up, headaches, body aches. You could possibly feel like you got the flu. That's how bad withdrawals are. And I'm gonna explain to you what my withdrawals was. My withdrawal was, I was a person who already had high blood pressure, and that was another one of the things that caused me to come this way. So I had high blood pressure already. And I knew that when I went through my withdrawals, my blood pressure was gonna spike. My blood pressure spiked to 188 over 122. I mean, you're getting to about the stroke level. 188 to 122, it was very high, and I knew that was high. And what I had to do was I had to lay down. So at the end of my shift, I felt the headache coming on. I had a really bad headache, and I knew where it was from. I knew it was from the food that I was eating, and some of you are gonna experience that, and that's okay, that's a good thing. All right, so I knew it was getting ready to happen. I prepared for it. I laid down in my bed and I prayed. And I said, Father, if you take me right now, I'm okay with it. I'm good because I'm trying. And at least if I die trying. And I feel like that you would appreciate that a whole lot more than me dying and not thinking anything about it. So, that was on my mind. I felt like I was gonna be okay, but I had to do that. So 188 over 122, that was pretty bad. Okay, then the headache began to pick up and it started pounding. And when I say pounding, my head was killing me. So I just laid in the bed and I laid there all evening and I laid there all night and I slept off and on because of the pain that I was in. But you gotta understand, it's worth it. The pain is worth it. Don't think that you're gonna change your body and you're not gonna get kicked back from your body. It's gonna happen, so prepare yourself for it. Don't get into the middle of that stage and say, I can't do this. And you get up and go eat what you wanna eat, what you normally eat to make everything subside, because it will subside because you're giving it what your body wants. You have to take control mentally and you have to take control physically of your body to get to that place. All right, so my blood pressure was up. I was holding water really bad. So I could take my shin and I could mash my thumb into my shin and pull it out. Like right now, I could do it. I have no dents in my leg. But at that time, I had a dent in my leg from where I put my thumb in. That's how much water I was holding. So that was another thing that was going on with my body. I was holding water. That's getting you to heart disease. When you start holding fluid, you have to be very careful. Make a change for yourself. All right, another thing, I was having arthritis really bad. All of my joints were hurting. My back was hurting, my neck was hurting, my arms were hurting, my forearm, my muscles in my forearm. If I was trying to pick something up and drink it, this muscle right here, oh, it would kill me. So I knew that I had that to deal with and cope with as well. So let me tell you one more thing. My feet were hurting. This boy right here, it was killing me sometimes, because I'm sitting there mashing on a gas pedal all the time. And, I was developing a bunion on my foot to where it was bringing me pain in my foot as well. So let me tell you about week 2. All right, so I'm 7 days into it, y'all. I'm at the end of my first week. This is my first day coming back to work, beginning my second week. Listen, I was driving down the highway and I picked up a cup and was drinking some water. And I drank from a big thermos and it's a little heavy. So of course I feel the pain. But that day I picked that thermos up and I turned it up and was drinking my water and I said, hold on. My arm's not hurting. I knew right then, I said, oh, this is awesome. My body is starting to change. My body's starting to turn around. So from there, I just got so much encouragement from my body telling me to keep going, keep going. So I began that week, I was checking my blood pressure. My blood pressure had come down into the 120s. So the week before, I was 188. The following week, I was in the 120s. My blood pressure had dropped. So that was another thing that really did push me to continue on. And you have to really plan for those withdrawals. They're gonna happen, but you're gonna love it even more when you realize those withdrawals are over and you start feeling this like abundant energy. It's like your mind is clearing itself up. Okay, so let's go into another thing. I had very high energy. I had no pain that second week, very high energy. I mean, it was almost kind of scary because I really just didn't know what to do with it because I hadn't felt that kind of energy since I was a young man. Right now, I'm 52 years old and I haven't felt that since my 20s, probably my early 20s. It just been that long. Okay, and then that week I started noticing getting a little bit of weight loss, y'all. You want to know what really sparked for me? It wasn't the pain. going away, I knew that was going to happen. There was a miracle that had taken place in my body. But for me and my whole mental, it was my weight. It was watching my weight begin to drop. I was so fired up when that happened. And many of you are going to go through that. You're going to get inspired, not necessarily by other people. They're going to help you too. And I'm going to talk about that. But people, you're going to get inspired from yourself. All right? So when you get inspired for yourself and from your own body, it pushes you even harder. Go for it. Okay? Let me give you some weak points that I had. So again, right now I'm at day 115. I've lost 60 pounds total as of this day. Now, I could have lost more weight before now, and I'm gonna tell you how I could have lost more weight, and I know this. So when you get into your situations where you have to decide what you're gonna do when you begin to have your cravings, and you're gonna have to decide what you wanna do when you want to eat something, you're gonna have to be prepared for that, okay? So let me tell you what some of my hindrances was. I right now could probably be at 190 pounds, which is my goal. I'm 10 pounds away. I could be there right now. I'm gonna give you two things that kept me from it. Number one, I love nuts, okay? Nuts have a lot of fat in them, and I love pistachios. And so I would go through a whole week doing so good, but on that Thursday or that Friday, I knew I was going home. It was like I just let go. Now, nuts are not bad. You can eat those. But if you're a person trying to lose weight, you don't want to do nuts. You don't want to do seeds. They hold fat, okay? But if that's okay with you, if you want to eat nuts because it does give you some satiation, meaning it's going to make you feel full, it's okay to do that if that's what your preference is, okay? And that's why I did it. I said to myself, you know what? I know I have a goal, but if I don't reach that goal, that's okay, because I know I'm going to keep doing this. So I ate nuts. When I felt like eating nuts, I ate nuts. And so that slowed my weight loss because I was taking in fat, trying to get rid of fat as well. All right? And so another thing that I did not do, I did not exercise a lot. Okay, had I been exercising a lot, I had exercise equipment in the truck with me. I didn't utilize it. Why? Because I was doing videos. I was doing this, and I was trying to get this prepared. There's so many things going on, and I only have so many hours in the day. I didn't get to exercise the way that I wanted to, like I'm starting now. So had I done that, I would have been below 190 right now. But that's the route that I chose to take. I'm at day 115 right now. I still have 5 more days. Hey, I may be able to get down to 197, 196 within the next 5 days. It's very possible that I could do that because right now I'm on a 21-day watermelon journey. So this is day 3 of it for me. I'm eating watermelon only for 21 days. So if you want to follow me on that, hey, just go to my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna, every so many days, I'm gonna post up information about how I'm doing with that 21-day watermelon challenge to myself. It's a self-challenge. And when you get to where I am, you're gonna start challenging yourself to do things. My mindset was never here to challenge myself. My mindset has never been at a place where I wanna challenge myself in what I eat and physically. See, that's how I know when you eat correctly, your true self comes out. Right now, many of you are probably in a dull, stuck state right now. Your mind is not allowing you to cause your body to perform. And you have to break that. You have to break that habit. You have to break that cycle. This is the way to do it. I'm telling you right now, I'm living proof, and you can do it. All right? So listen, let me tell you about my clothes size. Again, I started out 42s, 40s. 42s, 40s is what my pant size was. All right? Now, I'm in 32s, and I'm in 34s. So right now, I am actually in 34s, and I'm going to go ahead and drop down into 32s because my 34 size pants are now getting a little bit baggy for me around the waist. So I'm gonna go to 32s. Let me tell you something. I haven't worn a 32 probably since my 8th grade year, maybe my 9th grade. When I started playing football, it was done because I got thick playing football. But 32s, I don't even recall in my life wearing 32s. I know I did, but it's been so long ago, I have no idea. I don't know when that is, all right? So hopefully this encourages you. You're gonna get to a place that you can't even remember that you've been before just by eating fruit and whole food. That means what is grown from the tree or what is grown from the ground. No processing of it whatsoever, just eating it how it comes, like in a salad. You know, you put your salad and make you some dressing to put on it. Make it a fruit or a plant-based dressing that you put on top of your dressing. So if you'll stay with my channel, I'm gonna show you some of those dressings that I am gonna be doing. Okay, to wrap up, let me leave you with this in closing, all right? I wanna encourage you, like right now, when people begin to tell you that, hey, you look good, man, hey, Ed, man, is that you? I can't believe it. Your wife comes up or your husband comes up and hugs you and they're going, baby, I mean, I'm touching my elbows hugging you. It's the most awesome feeling that you can have when you have people who haven't seen you for like 3-4 months and they look at you and be like, hey man, you done lost some weight? Yeah, I have. Let me tell you how. You're able to share that with them and you're able to encourage them, and now they begin to think about that. So accept that encouragement for people. Store it up in you for those hard days, and you want to go back and remember those days that are tough for you as well. All right? Your life is going to be so different. Your whole mindset, the cloudiness of your mind, the fogginess of your mind, that's going to be gone. Your whole mindset is going to be different. Again, like I said, you're going to want to challenge yourself to do different things. Your thoughts are going to change. Your plans in your life, believe me, they're going to change. I got goals today that 115 days ago, I didn't have. But because this has happened to me, and because I'm able to see that I'm encouraging people, that's my life joy, is to be able to help other people come from where I was. I feel like I'm a bridge. I want to help people who is on the other side, and I want to help them to come over that bridge to where I am. And soon you'll be there too. Just stick to your plan. Make a plan for yourself and stick to it, and you will get there. And as I say, for everyone who talks to me, everyone who communicates with me by email or by messenger or what have you, this is what I say. If I can do it, oh, I know for sure you can do it, because I was the worst. I was the worst who felt like he could change, and I didn't feel like I could change. But then when I saw and I felt the change happening, I couldn't quit. So this is my new lifestyle. Now, let me tell you about the future for me. I'm going to continue to eat 80% fruit. I'm going to continue to eat about 20% plant-based. But I will allow myself to have some cooked food every now and then. Maybe once every 2 weeks. I don't know. But I know what my body needs, and I know how to keep my body up to par. And I'm still dropping weight. So when I finally get to my final destination, which I'm going to give you all a secret, it's really not 190 pounds. It's really like more 180 pounds. So if I can get to 180 pounds, I'll do another video about it. But right now, my goal is set for 190. That's my public goal that I'm going with. So I hope that you all got a lot from this. I hope this helps you to start your journey. I hope this encourages you. If you know other people who want to do it, hey, share this video with them. Give them encouragement. But first, encourage yourself, all right? Hey, I hope this is awesome for you. Take that fruit and eat it up, because it's good for your life. All right? Hey, you all take care, and I will see you at my next waypoint. All right, bye-bye.